Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 50 of the JumpCast. This is a very special one since it's episode 50. We are doing this somewhat live.
Yeah.
We're covering episode 240.
243.
243.
243.
243. We're doing this a day late, but we want to do it this way, so we're scheduling.
Yeah.
So worked out because Dree's over here is
I'm finally back in town.
back in town.
Yeah.
Yeah. We live in Tennessee.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll make sure I've got an identifying sweater on, but make sure we're not. This is fun. This is from Australia. It's
Don't
fun.
worry about it. We don't exist.
But yeah, so welcome.
He's back in town
Yeah, he's back. Our baby boy.
for the holidays.
Yahoo.
We record this in person. Holy crap, this microphone's gonna throw me off.
Yeah, no, well.
Anyways, do we want to just go straight into the chapter review?
Pass it over to you.
Okay, sick. Thank you for holding that. I'm just going to be looking at this. We have the chapter on the iPad. So this is just covering the continuation of the fight last chapter, where we have Takaba and Kenjaku go up and do a duo comedy performance. And I'm going to cut this really short because it's really long, and the US audience doesn't really get it because it's
A whole lot of yapping.
It's a whole lot of yapping. It's a bunch of stuff that's like what is it? It's based off of a folktale in Japan about a peach boy that beats up an ogre. So yeah, we cut through all of that. There are some funny bits in it, but not really. And then we cut to the end where basically Takaba realizes, hey, this is like the perfect performance that I always wanted. This is like, you fulfilled my dreams. And Kenjaku's just like, I figured out how to beat you by doing this. He says, like, don't cry, it'll kill the mood, excuse me. And then Takaba finishes the whole comedy bit. And then we see him laying down on the ground with a white robe, and Kenjaku's saying, hey, you made me laugh. You did a good job. And then right after he says that, he gets decapitated by Yuta, which is like the big news.
Let's fucking go!
Yeah. And so then he decapitates him. He's thinking, like, how? He has, like, the most amount of curse energy out of everyone besides Sukuna and Gojo. Like, I should be able to tell that he was here. Is like, oh, Takaba's technique did something about that. And so then Kenjaku asks, was this your plan the entire time? And Yuta's like, yes, Takaba can't kill people. And then Kenjaku's like, I hate to leave so much, but somebody will inherit my will. And he says that as he seems really aggressive at the last panel. So
He's gonna grow little legs and walk off.
he's gonna take over Yuta's body, and then it's the end.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna turn into, like, what are they called? The D&D. I always compare shit to D&D. The fucking
It's a good comparison.
No, it is. The little brains with legs. Whatever they're called. Mind devourers or
I was gonna say
something.
they're like in Star Wars too. You know in Jabba's palace?
Oh
Those
yeah.
spider things? Yeah, those are like monk brains.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but this chapter was everything I wanted as like an ending to this fight, 100%. It was just really, really fun, really engaging. I also did find it interesting that Takaba can't actually kill people, and that tracks for his character, I feel like.
Yeah.
I think that we think that death is really funny, but Takaba doesn't.
No.
So yeah.
You don't joke about death.
Yeah,
you don't
exactly.
joke about that. But yeah, I can agree that this is a really good end to the fight. Not gonna lie, and it's literally just because we're not the target audience for like that whole comedy bit. But that part was like really hard to get through.
It doesn't, like, the end doesn't hit as well. Like, the audience knows I'm the Yuta bandwagon. That's my favorite character. Because of we don't as an American audience, like you said, don't get the jokes. It doesn't hit.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, it feels like it's my boy's not doing as good as I felt like. But it's still satisfying. I wish they would have maybe translated it so we could understand it. Maybe just throwing like a
reference to something else,
or just like more, if Gege reference to something like internationally,
Yeah.
his audience would have got, because I feel like manga now is such like an international thing. It's not just like Japanese.
Yeah, that's true. It is like the
So
best
it's-
selling.
I get like it's easy to target something towards your audience that way, but it's not the same. Because like when I first read the chapter and even the leaks, I didn't see anything of them doing the comedy sketch. I didn't see any of that. And then when I read the chapter, I'm like, okay, I'm basically just at first skim read till the
I
end.
mean, like, what is it? So like everyone knows Tuesday nights is when leaks come out from Miyamura, the leaker, and he even just showed the panels, and he was like, "This is a shit ton of yapping. I'm just gonna get through this part and get to the end."
What everyone wants to see.
Yeah, exactly. I personally, I personally think that it would have been good also if he did something international wise, but I feel like it is good for like Takaba's character. I feel like it makes sense to do it like because like it's a very common folktale, I guess, they're over there. So it just makes sense that like he's suiting it to like a Japanese audience.
Yeah.
Like that's why like we here in the US do stupid stuff and we always relate stuff to like political things.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like we say, oh, manga's such like an international thing, but like Gege and probably most mangaka don't interact with fans outside of the Japan. Like, I mean,
Oh yeah.
Vinland Saga's author and then Isayama, the guy that did Attack on Titan, like them coming out to the US to do like New York Comic Con. That's a pretty like recent occurrence of that happening. Like, I think this is really like the first time a lot of mangakas, I mean, like officially we've seen them come to the US to do like these sort of panels.
Yeah.
But
I know that Isayama was the really, really big one.
Yeah.
And that was very recent. That was this year, wasn't it?
yeah,
Right,
it was,
yes. Yeah, it was.
It wasn't at 22 New York Comic Con, I think.
Oh, was it?
I think
I
it was
don't.
22.
I didn't think that he went to. Maybe he went to a Comic Con, but I thought he went to like an anime convention, just like one of the bigger ones.
It was some convention.
Yeah, he came to the U.S. That's the big thing.
Yeah.
Right? Like most of them don't. Like nobody has heard of like what is it, Oda, One Piece,
Yeah, right.
coming out here, or like I don't ever think Kishimoto, like Naruto's ever come out here. What is it? What's his name? Bleach's author, Taito
Kubo.
Yeah, Kubo.
And
I'm guarantee you. I mean, maybe not for like a panel, but like, with how much it seems like he's obsessed. JoJo's author. What is
Oh,
Hugo Araki.
yeah, there you
I was
go.
gonna call him Makari for some reason. But like I feel like maybe he's come out not for like a manga event, but maybe to come out. It seems like he's come out here a bunch because of his like his obsession with like American music and
He's
culture.
big international as well. Like he drew
like a
for the
pe-
cover
yeah.
of Gucci.
He had
Oh,
he had
yeah.
an art show in Paris or something.
Yeah.
No, he did. He had a whole spread of well, not all of them, but like a good chunk of the characters from JoJo.
Yeah.
All
he
kitted
gave
out.
a cool Jotaro painting to to Clint Eastwood. Like,
Yeah.
He's done some cool stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's cool. Like, I mean, on the subject of like manga becoming more in like I guess Japanese media like that becoming more mainstream. It's cool to see like this get appreciated for like, I guess actual art like it is.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
because
It's not just tossed to the side anymore.
yeah, like I mean some of these panels you see. I mean, you could pick any series and they're gonna have banger panels, but like everyone's gonna recognize something, and there's a panel for everyone.
Right.
There. It's kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess, what's the word? The appeal, I guess, for a lot of, like, there's a manga for everybody in the States now.
Yeah.
Like, there's no manga that, like, I mean, okay, obviously you have to be a person that would be willing to do that in the first place. Like, some people, I think, from the Southern United States would not be very into that just because of, biases and shit. But still, like, I feel like most people now would be able to even go through just Shonen Jump and find something that they'd really enjoy.
Because there are literally hundreds, maybe thousands of titles on there.
Yeah.
Like there's something out there for everyone, and it's not just how manga used to be of like shonen and shoujo. Like,
Right.
the lines are really blurred. Yeah.
That's kind of the case with a lot of media in general now. Things are like we've made enough of the single genre pieces, and now we're moving on to the much more mixed stuff.
Blurred lines.
Yeah, I mean, it started in the 90s with like Cowboy Bebop. I always talk about Cowboy Bebop. God.
What is it?
Dude, it's a good one.
It's a banger, dog.
I just think, and this is definitely from my own perspective, like the rest of the world definitely isn't still, or I shouldn't say the rest of the world. The rest of the US still isn't still kind of not reading manga, but I feel like manga, like what I think of it is that like we had like the whole like MCU craze and Marvel and everything. And so then once all of the good crap ended, because like, I'm sorry, I don't like a lot of the new Marvel stuff.
Well, it sucks.
Yeah,
it sucks.
It doesn't hold the same it doesn't hold a candle to the old stuff. So like manga just really replaced that for me, and it's the exact same stuff. It's just Japanese comic books instead.
I think like honestly like a big help of like just I mean anime and manga in general coming to American mainstream culture, because it's been slowly like, creeping its way. But COVID was the big thing, because that got me back into a lot of series. Like that was
Demon
like
Slayer.
Demon Slayer. That I read that, and then Nick was like, "Dude, just read." And then season 1 of Jujutsu Kaisen ended, and Nick's like, "Dude, just read it. Like, here's my shonen."
I like addicted to it.
That like Attack on Titan, like a lot of stuff, kind of.
I think it was Attack on Titan for me actually. Season 4 of Attack on Titan getting announced, just like holy crap. That or JoJo's actually. In all honesty, it was probably JoJo's for me.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I still haven't finished part 6.
I haven't either.
I have not touched it.
No one has.
Because it got kind of bad.
You release it in that like block type, you kill the hype instantly, and it's really there's no way to regain that hype around it. Like
that's true, and they also like did not market it very well
at all.
I'm gonna crap on Netflix for that. Yeah, they did that. Well, like they didn't market the first season very well. Like maybe they did a little bit. Like the whole thing is that like JoJo Tube, that's how I'm gonna put it, was like, holy crap, freaking season 6 is out. Go watch it. And then like everyone realized like, oh wait, JoJo Fridays isn't gonna be a thing anymore. Like no Friday releases. And then like after the first season, it's just like, okay, any amount of marketing that was put into it, drop it, release the rest of it within the rest of the it got released within the span of 2 years, I think.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like we just finish it.
Which sucks because it's like JoJo's is such an iconic series, and I mean a lot of people were very hyped for part 6, and to see something like that tank like that was not good, because like you could like the core thing that a lot of anime are switching to, where it's like they do like a 12 to 24 episode season, but they drop it in those like 4 to 6 episode chunks. Geek can work like I always talk about Bleach. Bleach has been doing, even though I have not been catching up on it, the 1,000 Year Blood War. I've been doing an amazing job with kind of the chunk releases.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things that's like you kind of just got to release it weekly, or you got to release it in a giant block. Like, I don't know. Like that was Netflix thing, is they dropped like Castlevania. I love Castlevania. They just dropped the entire season of Castlevania in one day.
Right. And
you could binge it that day. You couldn't do that with JoJo's, and it was really, really frustrating. Because it's like JoJo's to me was like that bingeable show.
Yes, 100%.
Oh yeah, part 4, dude, so easy to get through.
Just sit there and be like, oh, this is literally just a monster of the week type show.
I think that the thing though is that like it had like the second half of the arc.
Yeah.
Or I say second half of the show with Kira. That's his name, right?
Yoshikage Kira.
Yeah.
He's 33 years old.
He loves hands. But that part is really engaging, and like you can really watch that episode to episode and like it. What is it? JoJo's part 6. Part 1 ends on such an awkward moment in the series.
God.
And I tried to get into the second part of it, and then I'm like, oh, this is boring.
Yeah, they're not building the tension correctly. Like the actual structure of the episodes is wrong. Like they're not scaling it properly with how the manga feels. And I think also the thing that's most disappointing is that it's Poochie, right? Is that it? That's the
Poochie.
Poochie. He has one of the coolest stands I think I've ever read in the entirety
This is
of JoJo.
the one that like evolves and like
Yes.
It's an interesting backstory too. Dude.
Yes.
Like it's
Him being
cool.
being Dio's boy toy.
Yeah. Well, like he becomes like a priest, and he has like the. I'm trying to remember everything now. I'm losing it.
Mhm.
Anyways, I think that he's one of the cooler villains.
No, he's so cool.
But also, I'm not going to put it all on the anime because also like, I think Part 6 is one of the worst off-reviewed parts of JoJo.
It's because
it took him forever to write.
Because because he didn't even like the story and where it was going. Because
there's a reason he like reset the universe.
Yes, because he was getting bored. Like he was getting incredibly bored with the characters.
From 2001 to 2005, like, and what is it? It has the exact same length as Part 5.
Right.
Yeah, and then after that he did Part 7. Why can I not remember the name of it?
Steel Ball Run.
The best part from what everyone says, but I haven't read it yet.
I haven't read it either, but it like just some panels that I've seen, it's fantastic.
I've read some of the fights and like this is sick. Mm-hmm. We went on such a big tangent.
Yeah, actually, should we talk about the chapter again?
No, we're done. There's too much yapping.
Oh god, let's see how long. Okay, no, we still got time. Yeah. We're good. We're good.
That felt a lot longer than I thought it would be.
No, yeah, we've been we've been going.
Yeah.
There's 3 white dudes and a microphone and a camera.
Anyways, what we're saying is that like manga is becoming a lot more mainstream, and so then like we think that the mangaka should implement it a little bit more. That being said, it is.
I think it's hard for them to do. They're all recluses. Like,
well, yeah,
they don't leave. I mean, the manga industry doesn't let them leave their house.
That's true. But the thing is, though, I feel like they could put, or at least the translators.
Put it on the translators, and then let them. I don't know, like put in like a snippet and saying like this is not the one-to-one text.
Well, but then
or
does
have
that
the
compromise?
Translators maybe work more hand in hand with the mangakas themselves? Because that's when we've talked about translation issues, is not just the fan translations, but like I guess fan translations, but just stuff not seeming like it syncs up.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you'll like, I mean, like my girlfriend can read like bits of Japanese, and I've showed her text, and she says, "Oh, that's completely different from what this is here," and I'm like, okay. Well, they got to make it sound cooler in English,
right?
Because
like a good example is that let's talk about episode 17 of Jujutsu Kaisen. The Sukuna versus Mahoraga fight. See, you're nodding your head no, but like a lot of people say like direct translations, like the malevolent kitchen makes sense. And like fillet makes sense as well for like the proper translation, but like
but cleave and dismantle have such a better punch to it.
Exactly.
Like you make Sukuna feel so much more powerful when he's like dismantle and a whole building just dissipates.
Well, and that's creative liberties taken by the translators.
Exactly.
And my thing is like on the like making Sukuna sound more intimidating. The idea of like saying malevolent shrine. There's just that feeling of like you associate like a shrine with like a god deity, and that calling it a shrine kind of puts that like, I guess you could say, the fear of God in you about him, right? Because you saying shrine, that means he's a deity. You think of him a deity, and that means he's above you,
right?
He's not. Excuse me, but he's above you. You can't
shrine,
stop him.
You think a holy place.
Mm-hmm.
You think of something more spiritual,
something overwhelming.
Yeah.
But I talked to Nick about it, like on the subject of 17. The Mahoraga fight is really cool. They did a really good job with it. It went on too long.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna be honest. Like there was some.
This tangent. I think there was a really mediocre fight. The animation was super good.
The animation was very cool. The fight itself, maybe mediocre. I just described it as it's too long.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, my thing was, like, oh, yeah, Sukuna, like, kind of struggled in the manga. But I'm like, he kind of just packed up Mahoraga, and I thought it was cool. Because, like, I remember reading that. I'm like, okay, Sukuna's coming out. He's going to, mess something up. Okay, he packs up Jogo instantly. And Mahoraga in, like, the span of, what, like, an hour?
Yeah.
Like, 2 and Mahoraga, you know, to like quote the meme I saw, like Megumi's been edging that dude for the past 6 months. Like that, like he is hyped up to be the strongest, potentially even stronger than Gojo.
Right.
And to see him like get packed up in a span of like a few minutes, I'm like, okay, Sukuna means business. Like we already knew that, but like this guy and how he's just like maniacally laughing the whole fight, I'm like, this guy, you know, Gojo's guy, you got to be a little unhinged to be a sorcerer. This guy is like the pinnacle of sorcery. He's unhinged, like blah blah blah. But yeah,
I just want to say that Mahoraga is a lot more intimidating in the manga than he ever is in that anime episode.
Yeah.
Like they're like you see him like what is it swimming through buildings and you see him get gigantic and throw trains and everything. That's not intimidating to the Mahoraga in the manga.
I don't like how they played with scale in the anime.
Yeah, I agree.
They made like when his head gets really small for some reason.
Boom.
It like
through.
it looks
So
like
funny.
the Putin meme. You guys remember that?
Yeah.
The Putin walking meme, and I got so taken out of it, and I was like, well, this doesn't feel like the Mahoraga that we got to see in the manga, and it's disappointing, but I don't know.
it goes back to like that, you know, malevolent shrine, like putting these beings on a pedestal. Like again, like we've been seeing hints of Mahoraga the entire time. And then right before, maybe it's like, no one's conquered this. Like, so we're assuming the last 10 Shadow User that fought the Six Eye released this, and they both died too.
Yeah, it was a suicide.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, this guy is going to be like, he looked exactly like I thought he, like, not exactly what I thought, but like this being.
Yeah.
Basically. Like this, and then I'm like, I was like, when he was swimming through the buildings, I'm like, this is kind of goofy. This is not what I thought this fight would turn into.
Yeah.
So
I will say when he summoned, that went hard. That went so hard.
Yeah, the scene of him being summoned and everything,
like
and him
pulling
like
out of like the
backhanding Megumi and
Yeah.
everything was so cool. But like, I don't know, because there's the intensity of like when Sukuna throws the first bunch of like dismantles at him.
Just like
he takes them hard. He hit, and then like he hits him again with it, and he deflects it. In the anime, they both just fly backwards from each other.
Mm-hmm.
But in that point, like Sukuna's like, oh, you can see the slashes that I throw out. And I think that has so much more impact.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that like the point that Sukuna's pointing out, like you can see this stuff, like nobody could see it before Mahoraga. This is huge.
Yeah.
I think like there's a scene that somewhat helped the fight in my eyes in the anime. You know the scene of like it looks like he cuts Mahoraga's head off and he just like pops it back in place.
Cuts it in half. And
Yeah,
he's
like that helped add like, okay, like they're making Mahoraga intimidating again. Like this is, you know, an immovable, like this is a black hole. This thing just soaks up the damage and keeps going. And then after that, I'm like, okay, this guy's goofy again. Like,
Yeah.
I think that he was goofy even taking those slashes, in my opinion, just because, like, again, another threat about Mahoraga in the manga is that he adapts so quickly. And I know that isn't always like 100% the case because there's also Limitless, but I think that Limitless makes sense that it took so long to adapt to. So like, just the fact that he could just like, after one hit, he adapts is just like, okay, one of your maneuvers in this fight, get that out of here. We're doing different stuff. That's so much more intimidating to me than him just taking a bunch of cuts and everything.
Right.
And also I feel, okay, the domain was really cool. But
Yes,
the domain
yeah.
was a lot cooler in the manga.
And then it made Sukuna look like a deity again.
Right.
You know, like the scene of him like
yeah.
T-posing in the air, basically. Like,
Right.
The animation did a really good job. The animators, I hope they finally got to see their families after doing that.
Probably not.
But
They're still getting their asses. Just
so
handed
it's
to
cool.
them.
It's cool to finally see Mahoraga. My thing is like it's cool to see him finally come out. I wanted just a short little fight.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's save Mahoraga for like Sukuna versus Gojo. That's, I get it. They need to tease him.
Right.
Save it for that fight because that is the fight that like I knew Mahoraga meant business, but then I'm like, okay, this is way cooler than I ever thought, and that's where it goes back to he's just more intimidating as a being because he's just in the anime he made noise. Like if he just stayed mute the whole time, I'd find that way
that'd be
freakier.
way more intimidating.
Yeah,
It's like Toji's shadow step.
Yeah, dude,
The fact that
steps,
he does no noise.
Yeah.
No noise. It's like
That's true. It's like, oh.
Yeah. So like the I don't know how to say it, like the show don't tell.
yes.
But
Exactly.
show don't tell to an extent. Don't just dump cool
Right.
fight scenes at us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if it's too flashy, then people are gonna not want to watch it, and it's gonna be just too much.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it. It was just too flashy.
Yeah.
It just I don't know, the way I thought to describe it is just overstimulating
Yes.
to watch the fight. Like I was like, I'm gonna have a seizure, but I'm like, this is just you say it's just too much in my face this whole time.
Also, R.I.P. my boy Nanami.
Oh, yeah.
R.I.P. my dog.
Dude, that fight scene was so good.
Dude,
we're going on another tangent. I actually do want to.
we are yapping today.
We are yapping just like this
Can you get
chapter.
back in?
Yeah.
Should we? Let's actually wrap up and talk about this chapter.
Anyways, we didn't even talk about the end of it.
We
Everyone's
didn't.
favorite part.
Kenjaku got decapitated.
Yuta beat the fraud allegations.
Let's fucking go,
I'm
dog.
celebrating.
I'm
I'm actually so happy about that.
sorry, this is about to make me go on another tangent. I'll go really, really quickly on this. There was like that one person that posted like this fan prediction of like where like the status of all the characters, and then people thought it was actually gay. And I thought that was stupid, and I don't get how people thought that was real, because like they said that Takaba was dead. Takaba did not die this chapter, and I don't know why people think that he did. I don't know if the robes had some symbolism behind it, but I don't think that it was. I just think that bro experienced bliss. He experienced his heaven, and then he's
He
just chilling
experienced
now.
his like core of cursed energy. Maybe that's what we saw.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then also what is it? Yeah, Yuta is faster. and
God, those
stronger than
panels.
Kenjaku.
The panels on
I
what page?
know.
Page 17, 16 and 17. God, that's amazing.
Anytime there's a panel and it's just like the character's just one of their eyes you see in JJK. Like, of course, there's the classic one of like when Mahito and Sukun are laughing at Yuji.
Right.
But like this one, I'm like, I like it because it makes Yuta seem like the bad guy.
Yes.
Almost. So like when he's crouched down, I'm like,
Yeah.
any chance I have to talk about why I love Yuta, I will gladly do it. Like, it's so good to see him, like, because we saw his fight in the Cooling Games, but I'm like to see him go toe to toe again with like another like special grade. I mean, we'll just see more next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see his brain get taken out of his body.
That's what I was about to say. I was about to say that. Talk about, because look, on page, what is this? Page 20 and 19 and 20. Let's see if we can see how it.
He's looking at Takaba.
Yeah, I think he ends
he's
up
far
facing
away.
up. Okay.
He's farther away from him.
I don't
Anyways,
know.
Also, the final page, you don't see his stitches. I mean, I'm
Well,
not saying,
yeah.
he took his head off, his skull cap off, but like,
I mean, the stitch is right there.
yeah. Oh, it is.
Yeah,
okay.
it
I was
is.
gonna
You
say
can
you don't
see
see. Never mind.
But I'm not saying that that's going to happen exactly. I'm sure that it would. Maybe there actually is someone that's going to take over for him, but like my best bet is that he's going to try to take over somebody else's body.
But yeah, I mean, because he can survive outside of a body, can he not? I'd assume.
I mean,
well,
for
that's
a
true.
moment, he's got it at least for a moment.
Because otherwise, then how does he transfer?
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure that the brain itself can last forever. It just depends on what Yuta does. Yeah. But this is also a huge feat for like, I don't know. I know that the power scaling community is freaking out about it.
Yes.
It makes me happy. Yeah. Because like it's interesting to know that Yuta is like probably the third strongest out of everyone currently. We'll see.
Because like that's a big thing.
That's like a genuine speed blitz, because he recognized that Yuta was behind him.
Right.
And so tried to act, and he lost.
That's true, actually. Yeah.
Like he was sprung up, but like the fact that like Yuta showed up, he was like, "Wait, somebody's here," and then nope, gone.
Yeah.
Because there's all those edits I see on TikTok of like when Gojo's like, "Huh, you forgot who just mangled that body before you took it over. And then he's like, oh, I'm not worried about Yuta.
No potential. Well, I don't know what people see in him.
And you see that. You see that. And I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Because also, like, I love, honestly, like, that's what I like about Yuta is, like, how calm he is during fights. I mean, I guess this second year, like, realized Yuta. We see just after he cuts off his head, he's not smiling or anything. He's just straight-faced. I mean business. I'm here to fight.
Well, I'm sure that he hates him.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sure that because he already didn't like Geto. So the
But
fact
he's
that
not
Geto
letting
came
his
back,
he's not letting his emotions, like, maybe he's not trying to let his emotions get in the way of this fight. He's all business, which is, I think, that's what I like about him.
that he only says one thing is like Takaba wouldn't kill anyone.
Yeah.
You've seen people been saying it's like the comedian, like people made like the jokes. It's like with Higuruma and Yuji, they're like the judge and his executioner. People are like the comedian, and they're calling Yuta his Punchline. So I'm like, that kind of goes hard.
Damn.
Because like I was expecting if Yuta was coming in, like there was stuff about it. It's like no reaction from the crowd, and then just like a slow like golf clap, and then it's just Yuta laughing in the audience, and I'm like, okay,
That's what we were talking about last week.
Yeah.
Like it's like one of them.
like Maki entering or someone.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, I really like that it's the two main characters from the series.
Yeah, this
With
the two that started
with the two modern age like awakened sorcerers,
Right.
Because like Kenjaku's like, I only care about Higuruma. It's just like, oh wait, no, Takaba's an issue. They're both proving their worth,
They are.
which is fun because like I'm sure that at some point, I remember when I was thinking like, why are we adding this comedian? He's really not doing much.
That's
Well, I
true.
remember when like he first came and everyone thought it was just gonna be like Nanami again.
Yeah, it was because he said the 7-3 stuff.
Yeah,
And then we have someone that's just like, oh, this is like a replacement for Nanami because we have a stoic character.
Right.
I was like, let Nanami die, bro.
Let my boy rest.
let his soul rest in Malaysia.
Yeah.
In Malaysia.
Did you see that the Malaysian Airlines Twitter account posted something about Nanami? And it's like there's like book a flight for our boy or something. I'll find it.
Oh, that's funny.
I'll put it
That's
on the
hilarious.
Twitter. But like,
But yeah. So it's just it's nice to see that these like of course like Higuruma had a really big purpose in the story, which is
Right.
to like tell Yuji like, hey yo, dude.
it's okay.
Yeah, you're fine.
We didn't do any
Chill
of
out.
Chill bro.
So
I am really intrigued what's going to happen next chapter, and fingers crossed we jump back to Yuji. Because
I
remember
am
we
not betting on that.
really
I think we're gonna get a little more of this than go back to UG.
I know what is it. So like, there's like another thing that I forgot the name of the series, but like Gege was making references to it with the chapter titles. So you're probably right, honestly, because like it went from each piece of the chorus of a song from like some anime or something, but this chapter cut to the last part of the chorus. So I think that was to insinuate that the fight was over. But we're in the spot where we don't know. It could jump back to Yuji and Higuruma in the domain, or
right.
I mean, we're saying the domain. Maybe Higuruma doesn't even pull that out. Or
I think that's their
Kenjaku
best
taking
chance
over
of surviving.
Takaba or Yuta.
Yeah. Oh no! Don't say that.
What?
Don't say he's gonna take over Utah.
Dude, well, like, listen, it would make more sense to have him take over Yuta, because then Yuta could copy comedian curse technique and Geto's curse technique of curse spirit manipulation. He would like make him. He would make himself honestly pretty equal to like. I'm saying this, but it's probably not true. Like pretty close to Sukuna.
Do you guys remember when everyone thought that like Kenjaku was gonna take over Yuki?
Yeah.
That was like the big.
Yeah.
I made a bet about that too. Because wouldn't that have been so cool though?
Yeah,
Like,
it would have.
He's being to the brink, and then it's just like, ha, no. My original curse technique is the way.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
That's kind of what I thought was gonna like how he was gonna fight is just lets the body break down and wears down the opponent. Like because that was our big thing. They're like, oh my god, like either like Suk like you. Sorry, oh my gosh, I can't think. Gojo and Sukuna, they're in their fight. We're like, win or lose, like Kenjaku wins. He wins a brand, not as brand new, but he wins a new.
Yeah, he wins a brand new body. what if? Okay, hear me out. So I'm sorry that I'm interrupting. Okay,
You're good,
so let's remember Shibuya. Do you remember who was in Malaysia? Mei Mei and Ui Ui. Right after they fought Kenjaku. Hear me out. Binding vow, the second that he gets close to death, and what is it? One of the combatants in Shinjuku is either on death's door or dead. Ui Ui has to binding vow teleport him there.
To Shinjuku?
Yeah, I mean, like, probably Gojo's body's probably gone, but like,
Well, yeah.
imagine the thought of just like, hey, I either get to take over Gojo or Sukuna, and like that's the binding vow. Like, I can't kill Mei Mei or Ui Ui, but Ui Ui gets to teleport me to wherever I want. That probably won't happen.
Hey,
That'd be really funny if that's like a long term.
I would be so down to see that.
We've already seen like Kenjaku play the long game before.
Yeah. Well,
True.
well, since the Heian era.
Yeah.
I mean,
Dude, I know he said, "Oh, Yuji doesn't have a purpose." Yuji has a purpose. I just want to see him reveal. Like, he's trying to, like, I want to see. He's been saying, "Oh, Yuji doesn't have a purpose," to the people around Yuji. Maybe once he actually, like, really will interact with Yuji again, be like, "You do. This is your purpose. It's what you're meant to do." And then that goes into like the whole thing of like creating your own destinies. Like, he's doing what he wants to do, not what he was created to do. BS type thing. I don't know.
yeah, fulfilling a predetermined thing.
The thing is that almost everyone was supposed to fill out predetermined things, but the catalyst to break all of that was Toji.
Yeah.
Right, because he's not connected to anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like, it was supposed to be that like the Six Eyes, Tengen, and like their hosts, they were all intertwined by destiny. Like, they're all supposed to be there at that same time, but then Toji's like, love that man.
No.
And like maybe Kenjaku was going to act sooner than he did in his plan. Maybe we would have seen him act like that during Gojo as a teenager.
He may have just stepped into like Geto and Gojo and just like, all right, I have to fight you guys right now.
Yeah, like maybe he would have. We would have seen him stepped in as Kaori or something.
The best idea for that, honestly, would have been that like he was one of the people that was paying for Toji to go there, because they knew that Toji was probably the big factor behind it.
Yeah.
Oh, he was behind it as well.
Yeah, well,
dude, you're going down some like Aizen shit now. He's behind I mean, we already know he is behind like everything.
I think that he did see Gojo and Toji fight. I could be wrong. He at least watched Yuta and Geto fight. I know that.
I want to know more about that, because if he's like right there at the body, like,
well, he watched Gojo and Geto say their last goodbyes to each other and just like, wait, get my hands in there.
Do we know what happened to Yuji's mom?
Nope.
Took back shots, bro.
Took them back shots,
Don't say it like that, dude. Don't say it like that.
Took the back shots so Yuji could get them feats, dude.
True. No. Well, like Yuji doesn't know about either of his parents.
Every time, like, his grandpa had asked, he's like, I don't really care too much.
Don't talk to me about this. Being a little edgy teenager.
I want to see him get like forced to have to get that backstory, because
brain blast.
yeah, I don't know. It could be the series could go down like so many different
series got 3 more years.
I mean,
it's gonna end next week.
I would suck, but like
Kenjaku's gonna be it's Jujutsu Kaisen time, and then sprout legs and sprint off or something.
Oh god.
It's Kaisen time.
He gets on his microphone. Wait, teleport me now.
They're real.
They're real.
We see Kenjaku like just grab his like his body, his headless body, grabs, puts it back on. He starts building away. Cranks a 90, like sprints away.
Crank it 90, crank it.
He's screaming like he's like cranking 90s, and he's like, they're real, run.
Kenjaku just like turns himself into a black hole like Yuki, because he has the gravity technique.
Well, that's what I thought he was gonna do.
Well, he did the anti-gravity probably to push him away.
Right.
So that may just be the
thing.
To
try and push Yuta away from him. Yeah.
Maybe he'll just turn into a black hole, and it's gonna be the whole Yuki situation, but he won't stop himself.
She destroys the verse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll achieve his goals one way or another.
It may be also that he's like flexing and stuff, or it's just like my will shall be carried on. Is that like he has enough curse energy already, and he just manifests the curse spirit, and then it's just
comes back.
Oh my god!
That's
there's
probably
a big kaiju in the middle of.
Oh, that was his
no.
plan.
That could actually happen. He could combine all of the cursed spirits in his possession, and then just.
There is that big thing that also people pointed out that like the reason that Toji didn't kill Ghetto because he had the theory that like if he killed Ghetto, all of the cursed spirits that he ever consumed that were still alive would.
That's why it was like the only time to kill him was during the events of Zero because he had used. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it could be that, and then like maybe if he does die, then it's just like, oh crap, Yuta and Takaba have to deal with all of these curses,
and because it's
including Mahito.
Oh right,
and Tengen.
Yeah. Oh, that was the other theory. That was that was a great reminder that like he actually just released Tengen.
Yeah.
And Tengen is going to carry it on because Tengen has been the host of the Culling Games the entire time.
That actually would make the most sense.
Yeah.
He's probably just gonna because he has full control over him, so he's just gonna be like.
Well, I think Tengen actually wanted it as well. Are you kidding me? Like, why would?
Well, yeah, because he's ascended.
Mm-hmm.
Things are different to him now.
Yeah. Thank you, Toji.
Thank you, Toji.
I almost forgot that we were recording for a second. I'm not gonna lie. Like I looked over in that direction, but it's just like, oh,
wow, there's a camera right there. Crazy.
Whose dumbass's phone is it floating in the air? I can't see the color black.
Doesn't exist. Doesn't
what
exist.
Are we sitting on?
That's invisible bench,
dude. Anyway, we should probably end it there.
Yeah.
This is we went
That's
a lot
how we
longer.
finish it. Tengen is gonna take it.
Yeah, Tengen's taking over.
Yeah.
Tengen doing his thing. Anyway, here it's your turn.
Oh, again, thank you so much for joining us on. I guess this pretty special.
Yeah.
Episode 2, episode 5. I'm gonna be honest. It was just me and Nick when we started this. I didn't think we were gonna make it this long. I was like, it'd be cool if we did, but I was like, dude, in like 3 weeks, we're gonna be like, we don't want to. Why are we recording this? And they just stopped. So it's cool to see like this to finally see this long because it's been over a year. Mm-hmm. Started in like October, September. So it's cool to see.
We started at the end of the Maki Naoya fight. I remember because my first opinion of that is that fight is mid.
And it's cool to see where we've come. Because like that first episode, something happened and we had to re-record it, so it was really bad. And to see, like we had some issues with recording and stuff.
That was also when we covered My Hero and Chainsaw Man.
Yeah, and now we've got Max with us, so it's cool.
I showed up.
And he edits and everything looks way better than anything I could do. So yeah, anyways, thank you so much.
Making use for the $1,000 you spent in Chicago.
Oh god. Spending all my money on stupid editing programs and shit.
These addresses.
One.
Just dogs, yeah.
I live on 314 West Armitage. Apartment 2.
I really hope. I know that you'll never post this, but it would be so hilarious.
Just bleep.
I will.
The Apple Maps zooms in on the building.
I'm gonna put the overlay up right now. It's right here. Right here. This is my apartment right here. I go to this place right here for lunch all the time. It's called what's it called again?
Why are you looking at me?
You're gonna bleep it out again? And now you know what he looks like, so you can go up and say hi to him.
Oh god, if that happens, that's gonna
you're gonna get run up.
Anyways, thanks for listening.
6 views for this already. Let's go.
Let's go.
We don't do it for the popularity.
Oh yeah, we definitely don't.
Yeah.
But for those who are listening still, thank you.
Watching.
Or watching, yeah,
Watching,
exactly.
Listening.
This really is just our passion project type of thing. So like thanks for enjoying it.
It's just a resume builder for Max at this point.
Hey, I need to put something on there.
I need a void to yell all my JJK thoughts.
This is the empty void.
We can't do it in Fortnite, so we got to do it on a podcast.
No. Proximity chat in Fortnite, I will actually give a lecture on how limitless works. Actually, no. What I should do, wouldn't this be a funny video? We do Friday the 13th proximity chat. Whenever somebody walks past me, they're hearing me explain. So blood manipulation is one of the 3 big techniques.
No, we'll just wait. Nick's got a girlfriend. Never mind. I was gonna be like, we just like secretly record Nick on a first date, just like going like talking about blood.
No, we should do that anyway. We should do that anyway. Have your girlfriend just be sitting across the way, and we can just get reaction shots of her.
Babe, please.
Please. For the podcast, it'd be so funny. Anyway.
You know the thing that I do to you 24/7? I sit down on somebody else.
Can I please get dinner? Can I please?
Metal Gear.
Metal Gear Solid 3. Okay.
Let's wrap it up, dude. We're yapping too much.
We're yapping.
Yeah. Thank you for watching and listening to this wonderful, basically 1-year anniversary. Oh, we did miss a few weeks, but like not that much.
Yeah, like I think we kind of just talked about we're coming up on a year, but like you know, maybe we'll do something special maybe for New Year's, talk about like I don't know.
Our New Year's resolutions.
We'll make a whole episode on My Hero, I guess, whenever that decides to end.
Yeah, if y'all want to.
I have not touched since Nick and I stopped talking about it on the podcast. I have not touched it, so
I don't even want to start it, dog.
Dude, honestly, I really think that you should.
Yeah,
I think it's really important because that's like that was like a weeb renaissance for us, brother. Like we did not grow up during Naruto, and Attack on Titan was way too gruesome for us as little 12-year-olds, even though we definitely watched it. See, exactly. So like, my fair point.
Trying to remember the first opening. Yeah.
That's so funny that the band that made that song, Porno Graffiti. That's the name of the band.
Oh.
Sick fucking songs though. They made it one of the openings for Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Yeah.
Well, no, not for Brotherhood, for the original actually.
Thank you so much for listening to the JumpCast episode 50. We've really enjoyed you.
Oh god. Yeah.
But
that's it.
I guess we keep
You're
this
ready to
third
sift through 30 fucking endings.
Dude, yeah, thank you so much for listening and putting up with us for over the past year. It's been quite
fun.
The experience.
Thank you for the people that we talked to about this in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As well.
Thanks for bearing with us.
Yeah.
Jeez. Anyway. All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right.
Shit.
All right.
Episode 50.
Hold on.
Oh, he's making fancy dancing.
I know how to do this shit. All right. I am the Mr. Little Showrunner.
Who's doing the intro?
You are.
Okay, so this is really funny.
This is funny. Wait, hold on.
I feel like I almost just broke your couch. Actually, that was
This
a
thing
really
is
bad crack.
No, this is a piece of shit.
This isn't a piece of shit.
No, this is a piece of shit couch.
Is it from IKEA?
I don't know.
Bro,
It probably is.
I'm sorry.
Okay, it's chapter 243. What episode? Episode 50.
Episode 50, 243.
243.
Yep.
I'm sorry. Right before we record.